Alright, there's only a couple more games I can basically play that only have one review so far. So one of them is basically Trogue. My attempt to take Balattro's non-roguelike mechanics, the poker stuff, and adapt them to a roguelike in 7 days for Ascend URL 2025. Will this be a hit as much as Balattro's use of roguelike mechanics? I'm going to say yes. Alright, Direct Games, you got some big shoes to fill because, you know, this is a game that's basically taken the world by storm. How to play. Additional text about monsters and elemental resistance is in the game. Controls. You move currently with WASD, attack with a sword, space, or move in the direction of an enemy. Zap with a wand, left click. Read a scroll or quaff a potion, left click it in your hand. Select an item to be discarded. Left click it in your hand after clicking the draw button. Inspect an item or an amulet. Hover mouse over its icon, look at the enemy, mouse over it, and then press your L. Wait with Q. Hand hotkeys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, useful for potions and scrolls. You draw hands of items from the quasi-elemental plane of equipment, aka the deck. Item types are like numbered cards though. Here there are only 5. Swords, armor, potions, scrolls, and wands. Item elements are like suits, and there are proper 4. Iron, ice, lightning, and fire. So just like in poker, you have 2 swords in your hand. That would be considered a pair, and you would get a bonus to attack with those swords. If you have 3 wands, then that would be a 3 of a kind, and all 3 of those wands would get a bonus, and so on. Use hands like this to maximize the damage you deal. You can discard and redraw cards 3 times per floor to try and get the hand you want. So if you draw a bad hand, see if you can turn it into a good one. On top of that, between floors you can acquire amulets, which can give you big multipliers or activate unique effects. Amulets always activate in the order that is the most beneficial to you, so don't worry about the order you get them. In addition, bonuses are always applied before multiplication bonuses. Get to the 10th floor and grab Ballandor's crown to win. Any deeper than that is icing on the cake. Try to see how far you can go. So it's just by Jorx Games. Let's see what it's basically got for us here, and you know, we'll go from there. Alright, we're just going to leave it to do its thing. Alright, it's safe to open. Cool, we got full screen. Cool, I got CRT share I can turn on and off. Start with random, start with standard, how to play. So this basically is like, you know, rehash what it basically said. This is about the amulets. That's just, you know, rehash that. Is this going to be here like at all times, I wonder? Alright, so it is not here at all times. That's kind of annoying, but oh well. If I really need to, I can just go to like, you know, here to get the how to play, so it's fine. So, floor 1, HP 2020, gold 0, armor currently at 13, iron resistance 0, fire resistance 0, ice resistance 0, lightning resistance 0. I've got 2 pair, which is 2 scrolls, I guess. No, 2 armors, maybe. Oh, 2 pair, this means I have like 2 pair of like, you know, arms and scrolls. Alright, so, I got a deck of 15. So, Scroll of Ice, bonus +1 from base 0. I was hoping it would work, but I guess not. Alright, what am I missing here for like playing? So, you zap with a wand, left click. Read a scroll or quaff potion, left click it in your hand. Select item to be discarded, left click it in your hand after clicking the draw button. That's how you select items, by the way. Okay, these are basically back on, like, cooldowns and stuff like that, so. Okay, that worked. Alright, so these are like, area effect type of things. And I'm dying. Okay, let's try this again. So I got a pair. Okay, I picked up an armor maybe. Alright, I got a few less enemies basically coming around at me this time. So, Elemental Ice, freeze enemies around the player, lasts for a duration of 20 turns. Scroll Fire, affect all monsters in the player race and free, summon a blaze. Let's do this to kill them. Did this... Okay, so something happened there, but whatever. So how do you, like, attack with, like, melee? Okay, finally he died. They can just die. Am I zapping if I want to fire something? I'm not exactly aware of like how this mechanics basically are working properly, I think, so bit of an issue there. Burst on impact with the first enemy it hits. Stabs in a straight line. Okay, died. Okay, I got a pair. This is a scroll. Discard and draw. So let's just see how the discard here works. Select an item to discard, left click on your hand after clicking the draw button. So let's say get rid of this stuff. And we got ourselves nothing really great. Alright, well I don't have anything left to work with, so it's just a pair. So zap a wand by left clicking. I mean, it's working. Okay, so there's a range basically for this. I can only go so far. There's some stuff to pick up. Now I got more of a deck. Alright, so I can buy an amulet here. So we can buy the Amulet of Lightning Resistance, adds lightning resistance, super hand bonus, +2 to any hand bonus. Amulet Reflection, reflects 10% element back to an enemy before your resistance are applied. Ultra hand bonus, doubles any hand bonus. And Amulet Friendship, gives up to 5 allies at the start of each floor, trying to kill them. Let's save our gold for next time. You can have no less than 15 items. Select items and then click toss to remove them from if you wish. So I can only have so many items, I guess. Only 20, I guess, so... I think for now let's just go to swords. I'll get rid of one of the armors. So now I'm basically mostly like potions and scrolls and a little bit of like, you know, wands. Items of the same type and element can be combined, but you can have no less than 15. Select 2 to combine them. So combine the scrolls here a little bit. There we go. Alright, we got 2 pair. So I can use scrolls or I got my armor. This, you know, zap, 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 so to speak here. Is there a scroll? There's staff. Does it behoove me to basically kill everything on a level, I wonder? Like, I don't see like any gold being like achieved from this, so like I say, I'm getting gold from this. It says killing stuff gives me more gold. Okay. So wands seem a little bit overpowered, by the way. Just a little bit. To buy an amulet, I got, you know, money to buy everything, but, you know, amulet of obesity. You can crack a crumbly floor twice as fast and are more likely to slip on ice. I guess it's good to get away from stuff. Amulet of double fire damage, deals fire damage. Amulet of triple ice damage, triples ice damage. Amulet of triple duration, triples all status effect durations, and amulet of double lightning damage, doubles lightning damage. We'll get this maybe. Okay, you can only have 15 items, so you have to toss them. Let's toss this. And no, by the way, some of these have one, so they've been like combined. So that's how we know they're combined. I want to keep those iron ones to basically be, you know, transformed, so... Toss a sword. Okay, I'll combine. auto combine, auto combine, auto combine. Okay, that's all I can basically do. All right, so my wand's a little bit less powerful here. But yeah, the wand seems a little bit too powerful. Let's drink this. I'm not sure if potions are helping me, but you know, why not? This guy's an 8. Here's a scroll. It feels like you need to have some sort of ammo count on like your weapons. So basically like this sort of like, you know, sniping stuff here, and that's basically it, just sniping, sniping, sniping. Let's see here. We got ourselves ammo of lightning strike twice. One shock from a wand of lightning can hit monsters multiple times. Ammo of double fire damage, doubles fire damage. Ammo of increased radius of scrolls. Ammo of +1 hit, +1 hit to all items. +2 hit. Why not? We'll buy both those ammos. You now have no less than 15 items. We're done. And then we'll all combine, all combine, all combine. Okay, so sorry, I'm right next to me here. So I'm shooting a ray of frost here. Potion of lightning, haste the drinker. Potion of iron, heals the drinker. It might be nice if they actually had like range attacks, these guys, I guess. Oh, no, by the way, you can see the range on these things. So the ice wand has a lot more range than like, you know, or like, you know, less range than say the like, you know, wand of iron here. And then like the like, you know, wand of fire here is just very like, you know, straight. Boom, boom. But yeah, it's like, you know, once you basically draw a good hand, there's like no real sort of threat coming at me here. Like it almost feels like we're on par of like a real-time strategy game at this point. In the sort of sense that I don't have any sort of like, you know, thinking needed here to sort of like, you know, have one thumb on the, you know, on the mouse button, one thumb basically up my ass, so to speak, if you catch the drift. Fire resistance, +2 to hit, armor resistance, sparking. Let's get this. So I need to toss an item. All combine, all combine, all combine. I did not get any wands, so discard and draw everything. Boom. Okay, there we go. I kind of feel, by the way, if you basically have, you know, nothing basically selected, it's just discard everything rather than like, you know, doing nothing. And yes, 4 of a kind, so all 4 wands basically ready to go. It's like, I don't care anymore. I mean, my HP isn't even going down because like I don't care anymore. It really makes no sense for me to pick up swords because I'm just going to discard them, but whatever. Quick refill. Reduces cooldown time for potions by 3 turns. Doubles lightning damage. Doubles lightning damage. Let's get this. Toss. All combines. Okay, now I got hit because, like, you know, stuff's next to me. Let's confuse this guy. There we go. Now we're back to my, you know, full power self. But yes, we had balance issues. You probably actually could make this like, you know, real-time strategy, and like, you know, with the wands I could actually like, you know, play it pretty like this. Oh, I got a full house, by the way. I didn't even realize I had a, you know, poker hand like that. Let's reroll the shop items one more time. Those fire resistance, super hand bonus. That's to nothing. I'm going to see how that works, basically, to, you know, extra hand. Toss. Okay, we start with a 3 of a kind, and that's because we have a 3 right there. So, increases luck, which unique damage as well as our things. Scroll of Ice, Affects all monsters. You know, aim with fire. I was looking to try and get myself, you know, one more wand. There we go. So 4 of a kind. I have no idea what this bar down here basically is. Is that my score? But we're on floor 7, so we're almost basically like, you know, the end here, I guess. We somehow not taking any damage, so that's your luck, or just like, you know, I'm just too armored and I don't realize it. Double fire damage plus free to hit. I just want to make sure I hit stuff. Toss the swords as always. I almost feel like it would have been better if you actually had, like, you know, a roguelike sort of mentality for this game, by the way. It might have been better just to have, like, you know, a small arena just to sort of like fight in and stuff like that. Just so, like, you know, it's more of a threat for you, the player. Have, like, guys maybe spawn in. By the way, I have a full house. You won't realize it, but I do. I probably don't need to buy this stuff, but whatever. Ammo single arms, crucial weapon damage if you're only using one. Reflection, ultra hand bonus, double standing hand bonus, quick rewrite, whatever. Just done. We'll toss the sword. I'll combine the other stuff. Oh wow, I start right next to stuff. Boom. Boom. Zap. I have a full house apparently. I mean, I'm only using the iron wand here, but it's working. You know, maybe we could have given these guys a ranged attack. Some of these guys, or all of these guys. There's the way out. That was a small level. Buy any amulets. They're all weak amulets apparently. Ammo savings. Everything's 20% off. Does this take effect right away? I'm not sure if it did, but you know, maybe it did. There. Done. I'll combine. And I probably should toss the swords, but oh well. I got 2 pair. Draw. Okay, we got a wand. I don't need to heal yet, so there we go. I got 4 of a kind and 2 like, you know, extra wands to sort of like use. So basically, you know, we're getting a bonus from the pair. There we go. And yeah, I've got so much armor on, they can't even hurt me at this point, so. Oh, there we go. Yes, when your armor gets so powerful, you just sit there and like, hello. You know what the problem is? Sometimes the wand isn't basically engaging, I guess. And these are cracks in the floor, by the way, that, like, you know. There's the crown. I mean, honestly, it definitely needs to be completely retooled to actually be a fret. I was fretting basically on the first level, of course, but not, you know, at this point, so. There's the crown. And I don't care. So, toss the swords. What? I'm still going apparently, so there we go. And apparently gonna have like, you know, less than like the amount of cards if like you draw your stuff. I have no idea why they have like these like, you know, FS whatever. Oh, I lost HP finally, so I do, you know, I can lose HP apparently. Does that carry over between levels, I wonder? Let's check. Done. Toss, all combine. So your HP comes back. Okay, well, that's good enough for like, you know, this game here. You know what? I actually probably should just check to see how the source basically work. Now I basically have some understanding of how it works. It's a full screen. There's the CRT share basically on by the way this time around. And again, you can't turn stuff basically in here off, so that's a thing. Like, it's so bad to CRT, I can't actually see the top of the screen here, so bit of an issue. But yeah, you can see like the swords do work. It's just that like, you know, sure we'll take, oh, I guess we don't have money for anything really. So let's just toss all the, we'll toss the wands, why not? Toss. I'll combine everything else. I got 2 pair. There we go. I'm not sure if space is working as it is intended, by the way. But yeah, swords obviously work. Alright, well, that's basically enough of this for now. So that was basically Battle Trogue. It doesn't be balanced properly, but I mean, it works, like, you know, the content works just fine, so good job.